Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Jonathan Wessel here with another episode in my series on how to start a career in acting. Today we're talking about representation, so keep watching. So representation is one of the last things you'll worry about when it comes to starting a career in acting. First, you want to get your basics out of the way, your fundamentals in place. You want to get your training in there. You want to get your headshot, resume, demo reel taken care of. All the stuff you want to have, your classes, your training, all of that ready and under your belt before you look for representation. And that's because agents are looking for people who are ready to jump in and do the work and go out in auditions and start making money. And as a beginning actor, you don't want to just jump in to the deep end, as it were, with no training. And oftentimes, you won't even get representation if you don't have all these things already in place. Unless you're like a child. If you're a child, they're a little bit more forgiving of that. But if you're an adult, you definitely want to have your training and headshot and resume and all of that in place. Finding an agent. Google search. I like Google for this because you can search talent agents near me and you'll find a list of talent agents that are in the area or close by that you can submit to. You can also go to sagaftra.org where you'll find a list of SAG-AFTRA franchised agencies. These are agents that are vetted by SAG-AFTRA, so you know they're legitimate, they're not scams, and you can submit to them with that reassurance. How to submit? Online submissions, either through their webpage or email address, is quite common nowadays. Makes it super easy for everybody, less paperwork you have to deal with, and it's instant. So you'll definitely want to see if they accept it via their website directly or through email address and send that way. There are agents, however, that still like traditional snail mail. So if you're going to submit that way, you want to send your headshot and resume stapled back to back. You want to include a self-addressed stamped envelope. This is so that way they can respond to you if they decide to have you come in for an interview. So what this means is in the return address, you leave that blank. That's so they can put their information. But in the area where it's being sent to is going to be your own address, your own name. And then you're going to want to put a stamp on there to cover postage so you don't have to worry about that. They can just put their letter in there asking you to come in for an interview and they can send it right out. If you don't include that in snail mail, they will not respond. And then you want a cover letter. A cover letter is just a way for them to get to know you. You don't want to drag out, oh, I did this, I do that. I really want to be an actor. I really want to be represented. Don't put any of that in there. The skills, the experience, they'll see in your resume. What they want to get is a sense of your personality. So listing things, talking in a way that showcases your personality will be really good for them to get an idea of, oh, this guy has this kind of personality. We like that. We'd love to see him. So it's really important that that comes through in your cover letter. You'll want to consult their website for their rules on submissions. Every single agency has different guidelines for when it comes to how to submit. So you'll want to make sure you follow those to the letter, because if you don't, they'll reject your submission. Do not follow up with them. They don't like that. They're really, really busy. They don't have time to be responding to everyone asking, hey, did you get my submission? More than likely they got it. Don't worry about that. You can expect a minimum of 2 weeks before you get any sort of response. They've got a lot of submissions to go through. So expect about 2 weeks before you hear anything back. If you don't get a response within 2 weeks to a month, then you can resubmit within 6 months from there. There are a lot of different reasons why you may not have heard back. It may not be because they don't like you. That may not be the reason at all. More than likely, the reason why they haven't responded is because they have a really full roster. They've got a lot of people of your type, and they just can't fit you into their roster because they've already got so many people they're trying to send out on auditions. But in the future, it's very likely that some people will go on to different agents and leave them, and now they have spots open, and now they may want you. So if you don't hear back in a few months, then resubmit in 6 months. Avoiding scams. There are so many scams out there. It is not fun. It is such a headache when you're trying to submit and all they want is your money. So here are some tips for avoiding scams. You should never pay for any meetings, to get work with them, anything of that nature. A legitimate agent will never ask you to pay anything up front, ever. Bring someone with you if you're unsure. If it seems a little sketchy, but it could be legitimate, bring someone with you for safety. They can also give you a second opinion, go, yes, something feels off about this, let's leave. Same thing applies to meeting with a director, meeting with a photographer, anything of that nature. it's always good to bring someone with you just to be safe. Research the agency online. Again, if they are SAG-AFTRA franchised, they will be on the SAG-AFTRA website, so you can look them up, find out if they're on there, and you know they're good. If they're not, do some more research, find out what other people have said about them. You can find out pretty easily. If you're on Facebook, you can ask about the agency in the appropriate group, and they will tell you, yes, they're a scam, no, they're good, I've worked with them, or whatever it might be, so you can find out that way. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful and informative. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know. I will be glad to answer any and all questions. Comment below with any bad experiences you've had with scams and help people become more informed about how they work. So be sure to comment below, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep living truthfully.